Hi everyone, and welcome back to week 4 in our Social Work 502 Human Behavior and the Social Environment 2 class here at Widener. It's hard to believe we're already on week 4, so we're more than halfway through our journey together this semester. And this week we're going to be exploring the very important topics of depressive as well as bipolar disorders. So depression is one of the most common experiences that people have in their day-to-day lives, and depression is also one of the more common clinical diagnoses made and that we'll see as social workers in clinical practice. So we know that depression can become a debilitating condition that affects a person on a mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual level. So depression is a unipolar condition that can also be a part of bipolar disorder, where symptoms of mania occur. So this week we're going to examine two or both of these conditions. So the first thing that you want to do is access the learning resources, those objectives, readings, and media. So for this week, you want to make sure that you're reading all of the depression readings that are outlined here on the Engage platform. You're going to read all of the bipolar disorder readings. Then you want to go back and choose one of the depression articles here under the first section and one of the bipolar disorder articles here under this second section here. There's also a compilation of awesome videos here for you to watch. These videos are excellent illustrations of both depression and bipolar disorder, and definitely want to offer you a warning that these videos aren't appropriate if you have little ones around. So definitely make sure that you have your earbuds in or that you're watching them in a place of privacy, because it does have some pretty mature material and content here. But again, these are awesome videos to help prepare you for social work practice. So after you read and watch all of the learning resources this week, you're going to want to come and click on our week 4 discussion board post, the first one entitled Depression and Mania. So this assignment has 4 steps. The first thing that you want to do is complete all the readings and watch the videos, as I said. The second step is you want to, from the DSM-5, choose one symptom of depression and one symptom of mania. Thirdly, without focusing on people directly, you want to look for symptoms indirectly represented in creative expression. So these might occur in looking at art, listening to music, watching a play, walking in nature, watching sports, listening to poetry or the written word. The Andrew Solomon Depression, The Secret That We Share at TED Talk offers wonderful examples. And step 4, you want to describe what you found and how it represents the symptoms that you chose. So you want to actually name the symptoms outright here in the post in the discussion board forum. So in our second week 4 discussion board post, you want to post your week 3 quiz responses. So that'll give you an opportunity to be able to read your classmates, your peers' responses. And you want to follow up with at least 2 of your classmates, paying attention to people that don't have responses yet. What have you learned from your classmates' posts, and what can you add to their learning? What similarities and differences do you see among your classmates' posts? And what could you learn here that you could directly apply in practice? And in addition to the learning resources and the discussion board posts, you have 2 assignments that you're asked to do this week, asking you to submit that clinical vignette part 1, which I'm going to go over in detail in a few moments. And we're also asking you to complete and submit a mid-semester evaluation. And your feedback is really important to me. So the feedback that you give me on this mid-semester evaluation is going to help me make any necessary improvements to really enhance your course experience. So I encourage you to be open and honest. Let me know how you're doing in the course, how you feel about the course. Is there something that you think you could make the course a better experience for you? So now I'm going to shift gears a little bit, and I'm going to review the rubric and some expectations for our clinical vignette part 1, which is due this Sunday by 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So in this course, you're going to be developing 2 parts of a clinical vignette. So this week, only part 1 is due. The first thing that you want to do is select a person whose subculture is different from your own. So if you don't have a current practice case, if you're not currently working in a social work job or internship, it's possible to use a case from past practice. You can also choose a case from literature or film. If you need help brainstorming with cases, please reach out to me through email, and I'm happy to help offer some suggestions to you. Silver Linings Playbook is an excellent film resource that many students have explored for this clinical vignette. But if you're going to be using a character, from film or literature, please make sure that you discuss this with me first. Just send me an email. Again, like I said, I'm happy to help brainstorm, give you some ideas. You do not want to be using Anita's case examples for these assignments, because we're really going to be thoroughly exploring her cases in other activities in the course, like the quizzes. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to write an introduction. So in this introduction, you're going to be explaining your role and function with the client and describing the context in which you work with this person. The second thing that you want to do is identify data sources for the report and the source of the referral. So basically, how are you finding out information about this client? Is it all the information derived from interview with the client, or are you also reviewing records, past treatment records? Maybe you're talking to the client's parents or grandparents if the client is a minor. Are you interacting with other professionals such as nurses, physicians, physical therapists, etc.? So you're really, once again, identifying those data sources as well as the source of the referral. You also want to list the identifying information. You want to make sure that you're using an alias, so we don't want to violate any client's confidentiality. You're also describing client by age, gender, race, sexual orientation, nationality, religion, relationship status, children, ordinal position in the family, educational status, socioeconomic status, occupation, current employment, veteran or military status. You're really identifying any missing information here. The next thing that you want to do is you want to state the presenting problem. So this provides a concise description of the presenting problem. Essentially, what is the problem that this person is presenting for services for? What brought this client to your agency? The next thing that you want to do is explore the chief complaint. And the chief complaint should really be stated in the client's own words, within quotation marks. It's really presenting a summary of the client's view of the situation. So it's not your view as the clinician. It's really, what is the client's view of this problem in living or situation that they're having? The next thing that you want to do is describe the history and context of the problem situation. Then you're going to go on to give a brief history of psychosocial factors as well as family history. So this could be 2 to 4 pages, double-spaced, really depending on the information that you have available from your data sources. And there's lots of details on the rubric below. The next thing that you're going to do with this assignment is develop a list of current diagnoses, and you want to make sure that you're including a list of current medications if this client is taking medications. And you're going to state whether you would agree or disagree with this person's current diagnosis and why. The next thing that you're going to want to do is assess signs and symptoms of each DSM-5 diagnosis related to substances, trauma, and anxiety, and then develop a sign and symptoms and rationale assessment using DSM-5 symptoms. And all of those details are right here on the grading rubric. So I encourage you to carefully peruse this grading rubric. It details exactly, how many points you're going to be receiving or what's the total maximum amount of points that you could receive for each portion in this assignment. So again, if you have any questions or concerns related to this assignment or any of the items that we're doing this week, please feel free to reach out. I'm happy to help you be successful in the course. So I hope you have a great week.